let's get this going, shall we? This is JamsHams Judgement, my weekly live interactive review podcast, hosted by me, Jam, and today we will be reviewing Jam. And I'm very excited. I'm stuttering and everything because I'm so excited to try some Jam. This is the general gist of it when it finally decides to show up. Every week I review a thing. So I've done movies, TV shows, whatever. Jam. Jam I'm doing now, of all things. I try and keep the chat as involved as possible. So any questions, comments, thoughts, feelings, please put them in the chat and I'll do my best to read them and respond accordingly. So as I mentioned, I'm very excited because today I'm reviewing, not me, not Jams, Jam. I'm reviewing Jam. Now, what is Jam? I hear you ask. Well, Jam is a type of food preserve. It's made from fruit juice and fruit pulp, usually like mashed up fruit pulp, all the fleshy bits all mashed up. Okay. And then what you do when you've got all this fruit mash, could be like berries, strawberries, raspberries. Once you've got all that, you heat it up with water and the sweetening agent, usually sugar. And as you heat it up, it bubbles and bubbles, and you stir it, and it gets all thick and gloopy and sweet and syrupy. And it makes a very nice, thick, sweet spread. Pete! Pete! Thank you, Pete, for the for the bits. Oh, dearie me. Oh, you gave me a pride emote as well. Thank you, Pete. Even though they go away in like one day. Pachirisu, I will go into that. That's on the docket. There is a difference. There is a difference. I didn't know. There is a difference. I looked it up. But let's get scientific here. What makes jam so thick and gloopy? Well, that is the pectin. Okay, so pectin is a heteropolysaccharide, if I can remember correctly, and that gets activated when it gets heated up. So this pectin is usually found in fruit cell walls, and it's also found in many terrestrial plant cell walls. And when it gets heated up, the polymer chains link, and that causes the whole jam to thicken. And because it's in the fruit, it usually naturally occurs, but they can artificially add it in as well. But the sign of a truly good jam is if it's all natural pectin. Pectin could make it sweeter. I'm not too sure. It's a type of carbohydrate, so maybe it adds a little bit of natural sweetness. Usually they add things in, sweeteners, other fruit juices, other syrups and stuff to get the sweetness up. But now to get onto the question that has been asked. What the hell is jelly? Okay. So for the longest time I thought jelly and jam were the same thing. But after close inspection, they are not the same thing. So in America, jelly pretty much equals jam. But it is different. So jelly, you know how I said that jam is made from the juice and the pulp? Jelly is only made from the juice. No pulp, no mashed up fruit. This makes it clearer, less like cloudy, no bits probably. So that no pulp, rip fruit. No pulp, rip fruit. So yeah. And I'm guessing that means they have to add in the pectin afterwards. So in general, jelly is just a clearer jam with no fruit pulp, just juice. And there you go, Patchy. That is the difference. And now you all know. Also worth mentioning, marmalade. Okay. So marmalades are basically citrus jams. They are made in pretty much the exact same way as jams. They have the exact same process: sugar, water, mixed together, blah blah blah. But for some reason, they didn't just call it like orange jam. They gave it the name marmalade. Don't know why they're different. We're called different things. Fun fact though, citrus fruits actually produce more pectin, so maybe they're a bit thicker. Maybe that's why they're different. I didn't look into marmalade that much because I'm not going to be tasting marmalade today. Maybe in the future I will. Marmalade is the word for jam in German. Ah, okay. Marmalade has chunks of the skin of fruit. Yeah, not always though. Not always though. So yeah, sometimes it has the citrus peel in it, but you can get smooth marmalades, and that's still called marmalade. So yeah, I didn't look into marmalade, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, not always. Today I spent a lot of time in the jam section of my local supermarket looking at jams, so I know. There's jam you buy lately because your brand left the store. They can make one called Jam Style Spread without pectin. And then there's a pectin version. Oh, yes, you're Canadian. That's a fact. Another fact I said that only happens in Canada, I think. Only in Canada do you also have pectin-free jam, which is pretty much exactly the same, but just less pectin-y. I saw that. I saw that in a little paragraph on Wikipedia, and I was like, what? Why, Canada? Why have you chosen to do this? But there you go. You've witnessed it. You've witnessed it in real life. There you go. Less pectin-y. So I guess it's easier to spread. Yeah, looser. I can imagine. There you go. There you go. We're all learning things today, aren't we? But James, I hear you yell. How on earth do these jams preserve so well? Because these are often called preserves. So how do they do it? It's just how can sugar and fruit in a pot preserve so well? Preserve for years if kept correctly. Well, that's due to the low water activity. In general, not much water in there. Although it's gloopy, not a lot of water activity. And that's because of the high sugar concentration, which is another reason why they add so much sugar into it and add all the other juices into it. It's also additionally preserved by the acidity of certain fruits. So if you get your citrus fruits, they might preserve a bit longer than the sweeter ones. So if you have a marmalade, it would preserve longer than, say, a strawberry jam, purely because it's more acidic. And everything's also sterilized when it gets bottled, so there's no nasties in there. But you still do have to keep it in the fridge. Jam will last a bit of time out of the fridge, and it'll be fine. But as soon as you start dipping your spoons and knives in it, getting it all thing, you need it in the fridge, and then it'll last ages. I think jelly costs more. It usually comes in small jar too. Well, there you go. There you go. So for you people across the pond, you get jelly? Do you get jam? So do you get jams of any kind, or is it all just jelly? Pete, I wasn't asking you, Pete. You are not across the pond. We live in the same country. I know we get both. Oh, in Poland. Yeah, I'm not talking about Poland, though. I'm talking about across the pond, across the Atlantic. Oh, dear. I know Europe has jams and everything. Onion jam. Yeah, well, once it gets savoury, at what point does it turn into a chutney? I will go on to that as well. Because there are chutneys which are sort of just savoury jams. But they're not called jams, so I didn't count them. Kiwi jam. Never seen that. That sounds nice. Right, so today, now that I've introduced you all to the concept of jam, because I'm sure you weren't familiar with that already, what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be tasting 4 different jams. Rewind the podcast, Pete, to find out what jam is. Okay. I'm going to be reviewing 4 jams. Yep, 4 jams. And I've got a few categories that I'm going to be ranking them on, and I'll be judging them on. What I've also done is I've got 3 types of raspberry jam. I've got raspberry because raspberry's my favourite. Well, favourite out of the normal jams that I've tried. So I've got 3 types of raspberry jam. I've got the low tier. I'm calling it the low tier. It might be the best. I don't know. This is by price. So this is the low tier jam, and it's just the supermarket own brand stuff. And then we've got the mid tier, which is some name brand stuff. And then we've got the high tier. Yeah, I will, Pete. I will. Jeez. We've got the high tier, which is the most expensive one. Okay. And then we've got a special jam at the end, which isn't raspberry. We're gonna try it. Gucci jam, not quite. It's not that expensive, but too expensive for my taste, at least. Okay. So, what I'm going to be judging them on is oh, Leo. I've checked. I've been checking these labels. We're going in depth on these jams. I'm checking the labels, I'm checking the ingredients. I'm going to be judging them on consistency, look, taste, value, ingredients, and the overall quality. Okay? We're going ham on these jams. Unfortunately, no one has access to that emote, so there you go. We're going ham on these jams. Okay? Smell? Yep. Smell, taste. Well, taste is mostly smell, so we'll be taking a whiff. We'll be taking a whiff. That's for sure. So, should we open the first jam? Let's move 2 of these out the way. Let's start with the low-tier jam. Okay. Alright, I've cracked it open. Let's have a first whiff. Okay. Sort of a... Maybe like a chemically... whiff to that, maybe. Alright, so this is Sainsbury's raspberry jam, okay? Calling you out, Sainsbury's, if this isn't good. So this is the cheapest, 17p per 100 grams for this. Okay. Pretty basic. Let's look at the ingredients here. What I noticed about the low tier ones is lots more sugar. Less fruity, more just, pack it with sugar, hope for the best. And as you get higher up, they replace the sugar with more naturally occurring ones like other fruit juices and stuff like that. Okay? I'm not going to eat the whole thing, because I'm pretty sure there's some rule about being sick on stream. So I'm gonna be fair to them. Each gets their own spoon. I'm just gonna have a little sample of each, and then I will cleanse my palate with water before I taste the next one. So let's get a nice spoon. I also got the seeded variety of all of them, just to be fair. So they're all very similar. I usually go seedless, but the other ones didn't have seedless varieties in the shop, so. I do what I can. I'm going to make a sacrifice and have seeded for you guys. And what I'm initially noticing... I'm not involving bread, no. I'm sure I can feel the spreadability in my mouth. I have a very sophisticated mouth, okay? But I am noticing... It looks very, very gelatinous. I don't know if you can see that. It looks very gelatinous, and the top does look very, very gelatinous. Not much movement there, so very... Yeah, it's looking more like jelly and not jam at the moment. Alright, let's taste it, okay? This might be too much jam. Mmm. 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 Oh, fuck, I love jam. Mm. Oh, best idea. Best idea. Now see, it may have looked very very gelatinous. As soon as it got in the mouth, it melted. Oh, it melted, filled all the taste buds. So that indicates to me that this will be very spreadable. You get a piece of toast, slather some of this on, you will be golden, I think. Tastes like raspberries. It doesn't taste too sugary, considering it's got both sugar and glucose fructose syrup in it. So it's got a lot of sugar in it. To be precise, the total sugar content is 61 grams per 100 grams. And the interesting thing about these as well, there's a law in the, or like a decree at least, in the EU, where they have to put in the fruit content on the packaging. So, and it needs to like be above a certain threshold for it to be counted as jam. There's laws. There's laws for jam. Who knew? So this is 45 grams of fruit per 100 grams. Okay. So it's almost half fruit. It's getting there. The main ingredient is raspberries, which is nice. But it's got a pretty high fruit content. What else? What did I say I was gonna do? Look, yeah, we've done that. Consistency, yeah, was skeptical, but it melted in the mouth. Ingredients, yeah, okay. Pretty basic, pretty standard. Got some added pectin in there. It's a very pectin-y jam. Thank you. Thanks for posting the rules, Fritz. Sugar jam, well, like I said, sugar is very important in jam. That's what keeps it fresh. Alright, let's seal this back up. Move the spoon aside. So, overall quality of the supermarket-owned brand jam, there's not much to complain about. For a cheap jam, 17p per 100 grams, it's you get your value. It's nice and fruity, due to the EU laws, which require it to be fruity. Probably not as healthy. Jams aren't healthy anyway, but not as healthy, because of especially the glucose fructose syrup, because there's more of that than normal sugar, and obviously there's a big push at the moment for refined sugar's bad for you, especially like all these syrups and stuff. So it's probably not great for me, but it's a pretty good jam. I'll wait until I try them all before I give a full judgment. Right. So next up, we've got the name brand. So name brand is Hartley's. I don't know whether you get that overseas, but Hartley's is a pretty just like one of the biggest jam names in the UK here. And it's your middle of the road name brand jam. If you want some jam, you get some Hartley's basically. Okay. Ingredients wise, pretty much exactly the same as this Sainsbury's own one. Thank you, Pete. He stepped over the line. He stepped over the line with that comment. Especially on this show of all places. You've come out with jam is banned. Oh, more. You have Smuckers. I've heard that brand. Yeah, no hate speech. It's in the laws. What? So, yeah, pretty much exactly the same. In the exact same order, there's raspberries, glucose fructose syrup, sugar, pectin. It's exactly the same ingredients list. But this is what I found interesting. The more expensive one, so this is 47p per 100 grams, as opposed to the 17p. So it's a lot more expensive. But this actually has less fruit in it. So by that alone, it should be lower quality. So that Sainsbury's own had 45 per 100 grams. This has 35. So 10 grams less actual fruit and raspberries. So I'm expecting this one to taste sweeter. It says it's got the same sugar content per 100 grams, but I don't know, it should taste sweeter because there's not as many raspberries, right? So let's crack it open. Oh, let's have the ASMR of the pop. There you go. Nice fresh jam. Whiff. First whiff. I didn't get that initial chemically thing that I got from the first one. Maybe not as many preservatives in this one, maybe. Still looks pretty gelatinous. It's got some like air bubble holes coming up. Let's see if it's as melt in the mouth, shall we? So this is also seeded raspberry jam. Let's get about the same amount. Again, gelatinous, a bit, not quite as gelatinous. Maybe that's because there's more sugar, or more sugar ratio, I suppose. Let's go for it. You can definitely taste that there is less fruit in that. So, at the moment, I'm saying Hartley's is losing. For the middle of the road in terms of price, I'd say it's losing. Oh, that's a shame. Ah, dearie me. Right, we'll get back to that. Hang on. Patricio asks, what brand do you usually buy? Well, usually just the Sainsbury's one. So I mean, maybe I'm more used to this. Maybe that's why I like it more. But you can definitely taste it. This tastes more artificial. You can definitely taste that there's less fruit. It's I don't know whether I'm imagining it, but it's like you can taste the syrup a bit more. The sweetness seems more, syrupy and intense. It's still good. It still tastes nice. Well, let's put it this way: it tastes nice, but it might not be a good jam. I get you can tell both of these are very like mass-produced in the huge vats with just like huge oil drums full of syrups. Apple jam. See, I need to up my jam game. I need to try all these. Maybe I could try different flavors of jam and decide what the best flavor is. I've gone pretty basic with my jam so far in my life. Maybe I should, branch out. I'll see if there's like a little, those little pots. I think I might have one here. Ah, yeah, here it is. Maybe like if I can get like a big pack of these, then maybe I could taste them all. I don't want to be too overloaded with jam though. Right. So let's see. Hartley's consistency, much the same as Sainsbury's. Look, much the same as Sainsbury's. Taste, I think we've been over that, haven't we? Value, As a result, the value of Hartley's it's gone through the floor. If you're going for a jam, you might as well go for the cheaper one, and not Hartley's. Name brand doesn't always mean better quality. It's got a slightly funkier packaging, different jar, I guess. If you want the jar, then go for Hartley's. But if you want the quality, go for the Sainsbury's. Load jam with jam. Well, if you wanna. Right, third jam. That's not the third jam, that's the second jam. Right, okay, so this is by far the most expensive jam out of the ones we're comparing. Still raspberry seeded. So this is Saint Dalfour from France. That's Saint Dalfour. Very, very fancy looking. Got some detailing on the pot there. Makes it look like a nice like marble pillar. I don't need to read it. That's why I'm reading it to you. The label says, of course, this is going on YouTube as always. If you want to catch up at all. So raspberry, all natural, 100% from fruit. Traditional French recipe, sweetened only with vineyard-ripened grapes and fruit juice concentrates. So, unlike the other ones, instead of the added sugar, this has added fruit juice. So it's got grape, date, and pineapple, and that substitutes out the sugar. So I'm expecting, just by looking, it looks a bit more runny. Because it's more juice instead of sugar. 51% raspberries in it. Still lots of fruit. So this is basically all fruit. It's literally fruit juice, pectin. Three, and not like not the 4 and syrup and preservatives like in the cheaper ones. Yes, I know, Carius. Fruit is sugar. Natural sugars, I said. Jeez. Right. What else? Are there any other goodies to find on the back of this? Oh, here we go. High fruit content spread, apparently. Wait, does this... Hang on a second. I don't think that anywhere on this packaging does it classify it as jam. It doesn't say jam anywhere. So these guys are too fancy for the word jam, apparently. This is a high fruit content spread. If you try and go too fancy with your jam, is it even jam anymore? Let's answer that. By gently cooking in the tradition of the French countryside, the natural flavour of the fruit is conserved. No preservatives, flavourings, or colours. There you go. Right, and it also, very unnecessary extra plastic wrap on it. Not very eco-friendly, Saint Dalfour. Not best pleased with that. You've already got a sealed thing. You don't need any other plastic on it. Yes, pectin. Yeah, I'm guessing they added more pectin because they have more juice, so they keep it, consistent. Oh, let's have the pop. Oh, it was a good pop. That was a good pop. If we're going for pops, that was the best pop so far. Oh, okay. This is okay. Yeah, you can see the you can see like juice like running in there. around the bottom there. Can you see it? Whiff wise, fairly similar. Again, no like artificial smell. You can smell it's a lot fruitier. It smells nice. It smells like it's going to be good. Okay, let's get a new spoon. Juicy Gucci fake jam, exactly. It's also awkward jar, very long and deep, as deep as my spoon. Be very awkward if you're trying to get the last bits out. So you sacrifice utility by having the fancy jar. Okay, let's get a spoonful. About the same amount. Oh, that's a juicy boy. That's a juicy boy right there. Hang on, let's have a close up of that. Come on, camera, focus on the juicy boy. Oh. There you go. Alright. That's a good quality jam. That's a good quality jam. Also heard that in the UK people call jelly what we call jello. Yeah, jelly equals jello. Jello equals jelly. Jello isn't a thing here. It's just jelly to us. And then, yeah. And we get like red currant jelly, which is the only real jelly in terms of what you know as jelly that we get over here. They're both just called jelly. So yeah, like red currant jelly. Like cranberry sauce, that's technically a jelly. Okay. But it's not jelly in terms jelly for your jelly isn't that common here. Okay. It's very confusing trying to explain that. Well, this is jelly, not your jelly, my jelly. The UK jelly. Right, so this St. Dalfour. Let's talk pricing. 77p per 100 grams. So by far the most expensive of the three. These so far have basically been double the price of the previous one. So this was the double the price of the Hartley's one. Is it worth it? I'd say so. I'd say yes. I would say that this is the best quality jam. You can taste, you can smell that it hasn't got any refined stuff in it. It's you can taste the quality basically. No syrups, no preservatives, doesn't give it that artificial smell. The fruit juices just make it very spreadable. By the way, this one nice and spreadable. More seeds in it. Obviously, I would have gone for the seedless version, but if seeds are your jam, hey, I didn't even mean to do that. if seeded jam is your jam, then this might be for you. It's a seedy boy. Okay, so what else have we got? Consistency, yep, melted in the mouth, fairly juicy, very nice. Look wise, it's a fancy thing. It's a fancy thing, fancy jar. Would possibly make a good pencil pot if you're done with it. One second. Yeah, sorry about that. Delivery. Where was I? Look fancy, yes. Pencil pot, yes. Doot. Oops. What else is there? Ingredients, yeah, full quality. Overall quality, clearly the best quality. You get used to it, Carius. Yeah, you get used to the doggo barks. It's a good early warning system to see if anyone's coming. Good enough to choose over the cheapo? It depends what you're after. If you're after just a daily jam that you just slather on some toast and chow down on in the morning, I'd say it's not like so much better that you should buy it over this one. This is like the best value. This is the GOAT value, the greatest of all time. But if, for example, if you're baking a fancy cake like a Victoria sponge, which has jam and cream in the middle, and you want a really good jam, really good quality jam for your cake, or you want to, you treat yourself to a nice pot of jam for the week, I'd go for this one. Depends what you're after. And obviously you can't be splashing out on this type of jam every day of the week. That's not gonna work well. So I'm gonna give so full rankings. St. Dalfour, best. Second best and best value, Sainsbury's raspberry jam. Last place for taste and value is Hartley's. It's just I honestly wasn't expecting that. It was fairly disappointing. Got beaten by the cheaper version. Let's give him a ham rating. Why not? Let's give the jam a ham rating, as we want to do. St. Dalfour. Ooh, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 hams. Could be better. The packaging draws it back. They're plastic. It's a big no-no. 8 out of 10 hams for the St. Dalfour. Hartley's. Solid 5 out of 10. Not impressed, Hartley's. 5 out of 10 hams. Sainsbury's. The taste let you down slightly compared to St. Dalfour, but the value brought you back up and has put you at 7 out of 10 hams for Sainsbury's raspberry jam. I think that's fair and reasonable. If any of you want to go out, try these hams and dispute my reasonings, feel free. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So yeah. So now we could have a jam fun fact break now, shall we? Should we have some jam fun facts? So did you know that jam was initially from the Middle East, which was where sugar naturally grew? So obviously they had access to all the ingredients, and was actually brought over to our side of the world by the Crusaders. So there you go. Proof that the Crusades were good, because it brought us jam. Not being serious. Not worth a holy war over, I'd say. Okay, here's jam. Fun fact number 2. Early jam and marmalade were flavoured with rosewater and musk and amber and cut into squares, much like Turkish Delight. So they were very squidgy and rigid. And they were put in little boxes and given as presents. So in the olden days, you could receive a box of jam for your birthday. A little box of jam cubes. Isn't that cute and tasty? Yep, yes, Wiggins, you can quote me on that. There you go. Here's a... This one's close to my heart because I'm James. In Ian Fleming's novel From Russia with Love, James Bond's breakfast was toast and jam. James Bond, the coolest spy in the world, he likes a bit of jam. There you go. There you go. And get this. Final fun fact for jam. This is going to blow your mind. Jam is was very, very important for explorers. So when Captain Scott headed to Antarctica in 1910, he packed jam and marmalade to keep the crew going. It kept him alive on the big expedition. And many years later, they returned. Well, other people returned to Antarctica, and you can find little jam jars buried in the ice. So they chowed down. They chowed down in Antarctica. If you go to Antarctica now, you might find a little jam pot. There you go. Also, Sir Edmund Hillary, in 1953, when he climbed Everest, what was he eating? Jam. So he wouldn't have conquered Everest if it wasn't for jam. Jam, we thank you. We explorers thank you, Jam. Jam, me, thanks, Jam, for all you've done. But let's ignore the Holy War bit. That's not great. That's not a great part of jam history. Ew. Peanut butter and jam sandwiches. See, that is something. I love peanut butter, I love jam. I, for some reason, have never tried a peanut butter and jam sandwich. I'm ashamed. I need to do it. But now I've got all this jam, I'm definitely going to get some peanut butter and get it. So, yeah. Watch this space. I will. I'm not going to do a whole podcast on it, I don't think. But yeah. So, we've done our raspberry jam review. Now I've got a fourth jam. You may remember that I said there was a fourth jam, and this is a very special jam because this is bacon jam, aka ham jam, aka me, JamsHams, bacon jam, ham jam. Okay, jam with ham. Okay. PB&J live on stream. I can't. I've unfortunately run out of peanut butter and I didn't pick any up because I'm dumb. I would have Wiggins. I really would have. But I don't have any. Sad times. I've just got an abundance of jam. Okay, so we're gonna taste this bacon jam. So it's by Eat 17 from London. Bacon jam, a smoky, sticky relish with bacon. And the back says, is it a jam, a spread, or a relish? When it tastes this good, who cares? Jam it on some crusty bread or cheese. Spread it on your sarnie, or relish it in a burger. It's proper tasty, hot or cold. Yep, it has real bacon in it, so basically, it's more... They call it jam, it's more of a chutney and a relish, like they say. But it's got jam on the front, which is more than St. Dalfour had. So, what's it got in it? Onions, olive oil, cooked smoked bacon, and pork back, salt, smoke, flavourings, antioxidants, preservatives, blah 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 blah. Flavourings, blah 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 blah. It's a big old long ingredients list. Those are the main ones. No vegetables to be seen apart from onions. I don't think. No. Just pretty much onions, flavouring, vinegar, salt, pork, oil. There you go. So let's... the pop test. Quiet everyone. Oh, that's a smell. That smell hits you. It smells really nice when you get up close to it. When it first wafted up, it didn't smell great, but it's starting to smell really good now. It's got some air to it. It does smell pretty smoky. I can see little bacon bits in it, but I'm not gonna lie to you. It doesn't look appetizing. It smells nice, but the look is ew. Oh, there we go. Look at look-wise, it's you know, not the best. Yeah. But I mean, let's dig in, I suppose. Consistency, it's like hardly jellied. It's like it's basically, you know, more of a spread relish kind of thing. Doesn't really have that jam consistency. But let's have a decent spoonful. A decent spoonful. You can see the bacon bits and the onion. It smells really good though. So let's go. You can see it's more of a relish. Oh no! It dropped on my desk. Rip. Okay, let's go for it. That's good. That's a good ham jam. That's a good ham jam. I would imagine if you had that in, say, this and ham, no, this and cheese in a panini would be top notch. On a burger, oh man, I'm having a barbecue tomorrow. This is going on my burger. That's very nice. Obviously, it's a bit different. It's a savoury jam. More like a chutney, I guess. Although it's different. It's different from a chutney. It has its own unique flair to it. I can't really explain it. Spread it. I will spread it on my hams. Live on stream. I will get banned. I will say though, where this one falls down is, obviously it's pretty tiny. And it's also very expensive. So the most expensive normal jam that I could find was St. Delphur, which was 77p per 100 grams. This right here is £2.38 per 100 grams. So it's pretty expensive. So it's like, thing is with this, it's really nice, but it's a gimmick, basically. People, the reason they sell this is people see it, go, hey, that's why they call it bacon jam as well. People see it, they go, oh, hey, that's different. I'm gonna pick that up for Jerry for his birthday. He likes fucking burgers and shit, so yeah, Jerry will love it. So that's why it's the price it is as well. They're not expecting people to get this like every week to get on their sandwiches. It's nice enough to do it, but the pricing is gift pricing. Okay. Yeah, burgers and shit are the greatest. And I will post a picture tomorrow of my bacon jam burger, and I'll let you know how that tastes. I'm guessing it's gonna taste goddamn delicious. And when I finally do peanut butter and jam sandwich, I will let you know. I'll let you know. I'll do a follow-up of all the things. So yeah, bacon jam, pretty good. Value, way down. No good. Consistency, fine. Not that jam-like, more relishy. Look. A firm 1 out of 10 for the look. Did not look good, did it? Did not look appetizing. I'm now realizing why they cover up most of the thing with a label, so you can't see the top or the sides of this thing. You'd give it 10 out of 10? Well, maybe you like the look of dog food. I won't judge. Value, poo-poo. Taste, yes. Taste, like, solid 9 out of 10. Could have more bacon in it. That's what I say about taste. Could have more bacon in it. Few less onions, bit more bacon, I'd say. Overall quality, yeah. Bacon jam, a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. Yeah. Seeing as this is me in a jar. This is ham jam. 9 out of 10 hams. Lost the one for not really being a jam, so you know. But that's it. I've tasted all my jams. So are there any closing questions, comments from you guys before I end? Or are we good to end it now and move on? What do you reckon? Anything else? Any questions? Also, quickly on the subject of jam, I brought it up before, but I also had an ale, a jam flavoured ale called Pump Up the Jam. It was a jam donut pale ale by Tiny Rebel. Delicious. Would recommend. Just a quick little extra review there for you. You have St. Dalfour jam at Walmart. Well, you can test it. You can test it. Every time I get cat food, I want to just eat it. It's called Premium Gourmet. Back when my cat was alive, I'm not gonna lie, some of the cat food we got her, because we went on to the fancy shit by the end, it looked good. It looked fine. It basically looked like it looked fine. Yeah, the chicken ones do look nice, don't they, Pete? Looks so much better than dog food. Cats have it way better than dogs in terms of food. Holy shit. Anyway, that was a bit of a sidetrack, wasn't it? I'm assuming there's nothing else, so this has been JamsHams Judgement. This is the gist of it. Every week I will be reviewing a thing. If you have any suggestions of what I should be reviewing, here's where you can... Well, that was where... Yeah, there it is again. That's where you can find me. If you go onto my Discord, there is a suggestion box. And if you just post any suggestions on anything to review there, I'll probably get around to it. I'm always open to suggestions. This was a suggestion, a very good suggestion. I will probably be doing hams at some point, which will be another very tasty episode. So until next week, bye-bye. Thank you for listening and or watching. Bye-bye.